as Secretary of the Department, I have general oversight. I have general oversight of all the implement.
Pero kung kasali ho kayo dito sa mga kickback,
And
yung
this
oversight na yan, walang kwenta ho yan.
and this is what I deny, Your Honor.
Ano nyo, hindi ko ho makita. Sa Bulacan, sa Davao Oriental, may Ghost Project. Lahat ng kasama nyo, alam, in 2025, na kickback na nangyari. Kayo lang hindi nakakaalam eh.
Your Honor, I was the one actually who reported to the President where the ghost projects are in 2025.
Nung pumutok na ho to, nung nag-privilege speech na Senator Lacson dito
Hindi
sa
po.
Senado. But throughout the years na pumupunta ho kayo dito, wala naman kaming naririnig na may problema. Kasi in my opinion, kasali ho kayo dito. But anyways, Mr. Chairman, I'm just echoing my frustration as a Filipino, Mr. President. Nakaka-frustrate, no? Na nandito tayo ngayon, pinakikinggan natin to. Dapat ang pinakikinggan ho natin kung paano po umunlad yung bansa ho natin. Pero dahil po sa inyong masamang liderato, nandito tayo ngayon. Inaayos ho natin. Hinahanap po natin sino yung mga kriminal. Hindi pa ho natin mahanap dahil nasa Portugal na nagtatago. Bakit niyo ho pinabayaan? Yun ang aking sentimento. But wag na ho kayong sumagot. I don't expect you to admit that, but I'm just airing out my frustration, Mr. Chairman. Thank you. Maraming salamat po.
I just want to take exception kasi sinabi nyo, ang trabaho nyo as DPWH Secretary, oversight. I cannot accept that because hands-on kayo, secretary kayo. I cannot imagine Secretary Dizon exercising oversight function over his own department. So kindly correct that because that is not correct.
Your Honor, what I'm saying is actually as Secretary, I exercise overall supervision, authority,
Not oversight.
and oversight. Because I also
Sabi
rely
nyo
on
kanina,
my people.
ini-impress nyo, oversight lang kayo.
But,
I
Mr.
also
Chairman,
rely-
as Secretary, you exercise control.
I
Control. You have control over the department.
Yes, Your
all the
Honor.
way to the last janitor.
Yes, Your Honor, but I also rely on my people under me to cooperate, to do the job that
Secretary,
they're
3
supposed
years,
to do.
365 days, nandoon kayo. Wala kayo naririnig 25%, 20%. Eh kami naririnig na ho namin, yung pumuputok na ho siya. Anyways, again, I'm just airing out my frustration as a Filipino. Talagang, alam niyo ho, the Chairman, talagang frustrated rin. Kasama ko yung mga ibang mga kababayan natin. Napakasama ng loob sa mga nangyayari.
Itutuloy ko lang, no? Well, just for the record, under our Philippine jurisprudence, a general denial is actually very weak in the face of specific allegations. So, yung general denial ninyo, baka kailangan nyo ng mas mahusay na abogado, former Secretary Bonoan, because it will not hold water. But anyway, having said that, we would also like to raise some questions on the testimony of the affidavit of former Yusek Bernardo. So, based on this denial of the good secretary, Mr. Bernardo, you continue to stand by your affidavit. Is that right?
Yes po, Mr. Chair.
Would you like to add? Because obviously, it's his word against yours.
Mr. Chair, I have already signed my affidavit, so I affirm and I will stand by it po.
Okay, thank you. I go now to your testimony, Mr. Bonoan, with respect to Mr. former Yusek Olaivar. You have
Excuse
Mr.
me, Your Honor. Me?
Yes. Sorry, Bernardo. Bernardo. Mr. Bernardo's testimony where he identified Trigiv Olaivar of the DepEd. Sometime in 2024, Olaivar personally called me for meeting to discuss about unprogrammed appropriations supposedly for the Office of the Executive Secretary. Subsequently, I submitted this list to Yusek Olaivar Yusek Olaivar, told me that commitment is 15%. Boss, quote unquote, 15 yan. Thereafter, the DPWH received a special allotment release order for 2.85 billion. Engineer Alcantara would collect and deliver the agreed 15% commitment to me, meaning Bernardo, which I delivered or caused to be delivered to Yusek Olaivar in Magallanes, Makati. Would you care to comment, Mr. Olaivar, as to the allegations that have been put forth against you?
Yes, Mr. Chair, Your Honor. Ako po, I deny those allegations. Wala pong katotohanan, Mr. Chair, Your Honor. Lahat po from the communication to nag-deliver to kay ES daw po, na wala naman po akong personality kay Executive Secretary. That time, kung 2024 baka yun yung papasok po ho kami sa DepEd. Wala ho. I mean, kahit nakakausap po sa Executive Secretary, hindi po. And sa deliveries po, 15, wala po, Mr. Chair, Your Honor.
Would you care to perhaps give your own understanding of bakit ka therefore sinasangkot dito?
Actually, malaking
Siguro,
pala.
sabi mo kasi hindi totoo.
Yes
so
po.
I'm sure na-shock ka.
Yes po.
I'm sure
Totoo po
naisip
yan.
mo, teka, bakit ako pinupuntirya rito?
Totoo po yun, Mr. Chair, Your Honor.
So bakit kaya?
The-
Anong sagot mo?
Ay, ako lang medyo palaisipan po sa akin, Mr. Chair, Your Honor. Dahil kilala ko po si Yusek Bernardo, Yusek siya, Yusek po ko, and from previous yung na sinabi niya na kung paano kami nagkakilala. Pero hindi ho kami nag-away, hindi ho kami nagdebate. Wala akong makitang rason na kung bakit ako po ini-implicate niya. Even sa akin po. And sa pamilya ko, naging malaking palaisipan po na kung bakit po na-implicate po rito. Mr. Chair, Your Honor.
Okay, so again, that is a general denial. No? So you are asserting, you're telling this committee that Mr. Bernardo is a liar.
Dun po sa allegation niya sa akin, yun lang po yung kaya ko pong sagutin.
Yes,
Na
that
hindi-
he is lying.
Opo, Mr.
That he is a liar with respect to
Dun po sa...
the allegations against you.
Yes po, Mr. Chair, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. We go na.
Pangilinan,
Yes.
follow up lang.
Please, go ahead.
Alam mo, pag tinignan natin yung GAA, lalabas doon yung sinabi niya, mahirap ang invento ng figure, ha? Lalabas doon yung 2.85 billion from the unprogrammed appropriations. I'm not addressing this to you. I'm just saying na paano mag-iimbento ng numero si Yusek Bernardo. Mahirap yun. Eksakto pag tinignan natin yung General Appropriations Act at yung SARO na na-release, may listahan ng items. Eksakto, 2.85 billion. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Si Engineer Alcantara, kilala mo?
Na-meet ko po dahil po yung sa DepEd po kami, kapag parang nagkaroon po ng lakad si Presidente sa Bulacan. So kami po yung magkakasama nyon, nandun po siya. Tungkol po to dun sa classroom after po mabaha yung Bulacan. So tumulong po sila sa pag-repair bago po dumating si Presidente. Your Honor.
So kilala
Mr.
mo
Chair.
si Engineer Alcantara?
Opo, Mr. Chair.
Ano yung Magallanes? Meron ka bang bahay sa Magallanes?
Wala po, Mr. Chair, Your Honor. Ako rin po, yun din po isa na kinagulat ko po, Mr. Chair, Your Honor.
Would you care to clarify, Mr. Bernardo, ano yung Magallanes? Would you know why? A brief explanation or a...
Mr. Chair, kasama po doon sa pinaliwanag ko sa aking affidavit, meron pong instances na merong delivery doon sa Magallanes area. So yun po yung, bago po mag-expressway ng South.
Is it a public place or a private?
Yes po, Mr. Chair, public place.
Public place.
Public place po, sa
Okay.
parking po doon.
Okay, okay. Ikaw ba umuwi sa Magallanes, Mr. Olaivar?
Mr. Chair, Your Honor, no po.
Makati, you go home to Makati?
No po, Mr. Chair. Your
Where do you go home?
Paranaque po, Mr. Chair, Your Honor.
Okay, Paranaque. Okay. We go to Mr. Ngu. You two have been identified. affidavit of Mr. Bernardo. Would you care to clarify or explain what is your role according to Mr. Bernardo? Please go ahead.
Yeah. Mr. Chair, Your Honor, I absolutely deny all the allegations made by Yusek Bernardo. That's the reason why I already filed a case against Yusek on defamatory insinuations. For this, I invoke the sub judice rule because it's pending already with the appropriate courts.
Yes, well, just for the record, the subjudicial rule does not apply to committee hearings in aid of legislation. In fact, the Supreme Court has already ruled. Otherwise, anyone can just file a case before any court, and if he's called here to the Senate for investigations in aid of legislation, he will just say, there is already a pending case, and therefore, the subjudicial rule applies. That is not so. If at all, what you can do is to invoke your right against self-incrimination and refuse to answer. But you cannot cite sub judice as a basis not to answer questions raised by any of the committees in the Senate. Just for the information of Mr. Ngu. So, based on the... So, tatlo po sila na nagde-deny. And you also, therefore, because you filed a case of defamation, you're also of the view that Mr. Bernardo is a liar, at least with respect to the allegations against you.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Okay. Sige. Now, I go back to yung mga tanong tungkol dito sa yung nabanggit kanina tungkol sa mga yung mga substandard projects. Kasi sinasabi kanina, yung mga discussion ay hindi pala ganun karami ang ghost projects. Of the how many? 400, what was the numbers that you said, Mr. Yusek Bernardo?
416, Mr. Chair.
And of the 416, you have confirmed how many ghost projects?
We are yet to confirm the final figure, Mr. Chair, subject to the ICI validation.
But you mentioned about recommending the filing of cases.
Yes, yes.
How many cases have you recommended for filing?
2 cases, but involving around 14 contracts, Mr. Chair.
14 contracts that are ghost projects.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay, so there are 14 ghost project contracts, tama? Your recommendation is to file 14 cases. Now, with respect to substandard projects, meron ba kayong numero?
Wala pa rin, Mr. Chair, except for that Mimaropa case filed against Zaldico. That is a substandard project, Mr. Chair.
Okay, because kaya natin i-distinguish kung mali yung coordinates, MIPIS, etc., therefore hindi ghost, but MIPS, therefore hindi ghost dahil merong proyekto nasa ibang lugar lang. We're also interested to know alin sa mga proyektong inimbestigahan ninyo yung substandard. Dahil doon din, malaking kurakot din ang nangyayari. Hindi lamang ibig sabihin bumaba ang ghost projects, ibig sabihin, alamin natin, gaano karami doon sa 30,000 mga proyekto ninyo ang naging substandard. Is that part of your investigation and auditing?
Yes, Mr. Chair. Kaya po, yun po yung subject ng validation. Not only the location, but also if it is standard or substandard.
Because I remember one of the news items about Congressman Leviste wherein he himself had the excavation undertaken in one of the flood control projects in Batangas, and instead, he cross-checked yung specifications, imbis na 15 meters, if I'm not mistaken, ang nakita niya 4 meters lang. So marami rin, posible, maraming ganong klaseng proyekto. May proyekto, hindi ghost, pero grabe ang pagka-substandard. Tama?
Mr. Chair, yes po. Ganun din po yung sa Mimaropa.
So I'm curious, bakit meron kayong figures for ghost pero wala kayong figures for substandard? At least tentative figures. Bakit wala?
Mr. Chair, for substandard po kasi mas merong difficulty in determining. Kasi po kailangan of course ng engineers, sometimes po pag yung structure ay buo na, kailangan pong hintayin na matibag. No? So ang mas madali po ma-determine is the ghost. Kasi po makita na wala agad, automatic po. Kapag naman po merong structure, we will have to see, kailangan pong tingnan yung mga materyales, yung mga, ganun po. So meron po
Okay,
siyang
so-
difficulty.
So, in that case, it will take a little more time. Tama? Okay. On another matter, nabanggit nyo kanina na may mga itong ang tiwangwang na mga proyekto na kailangan tapusin pero wala sa budget. Eh di ba may liability ang mga contractor na pwede ninyong administratively habulin para tapusin itong mga proyekto? Ginagawa rin yun, di ba?
Yes, Mr. Chair. Yes,
Di ba?
Mr. Chair.
You go, you go against the performance bonds, right?
Yes, Mr. Chair. In fact, we have sent already, we have called on several bans ng mga contractors po on several infrastructure projects.
What about the completion of the projects because of substandard or hindi natapos? Kasama din yan sa inyong kontrata, hindi ba? Meron silang pananagutan na pagka hindi kompleto, kulang, tatapusin nila, hindi ba? Within a period, di ba?
Mr. Chair, yes po. 1 year po, pwede po i-call yung kanilang, to check kung meron liability. Kapag naman po yung...
Ibig sabihin, by kailan? September, October, 1 year na. Pag lumampas ng 1 year, hindi nyo na pwedeng habulin?
Pwede pa rin po, Mr. Chair. No? Ibabalik lang po yung hawak naming retention bond, pero po yung kanilang liability is still there.
Can you also submit to this committee the status of all these performance bonds and your efforts to recover them and forfeit them?
We will do, Mr. Chair.
No? Because yun nga, immediate yun, low-hanging fruit yun. No? Baka hanggang ngayon wala pa kayo na forfeit. Hindi ko alam. Alam mo ba?
As of now, Mr. Chair, yung pong pagpasok namin, wala pa po. Kasi po meron pa rin siyang due process requirement.
Oo nga.
So we have called on the bonds, pero po yung pag-claim po, yung final decision, wala pa po.
Okay, please submit to this committee the status of all these actions and proceedings regarding the forfeiture of their performance bonds.
We will comply, Mr.
Thank
Chair.
you. Ito na lang siguro kay Ginoong Alcantara, engineer. Nabanggit ka rin ilang ulit na ikaw ang taga-bigay ng porsyento sa affidavit ni Mr. Bernardo, ni Engineer Bernardo. Do you confirm itong statement ni Engineer Bernardo?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, pinapatotoo mo yung lahat, no? Nabasa mo ba yung...
Hindi po. Your Honor, explain ko lang po, no?
Yes, go ahead.
Ako lang po yung kausap ni boss, pero hindi ko po kilala ko yung sino yung mga kausap niya. Your
Yes, pero ikaw ang kasi maraming beses
Yes po.
nagde-deliver,
Yes po, Your Honor.
etc. Upon the instructions.
Yes po, Your Honor.
So okay. So, pinapatotoo mo yung mga deliveries ng 15% kay Ginoong Bonoan. Tama po ba yun? Nakalagay dito sa testimonya na...
Sir, gaya po ng binanggit ko, nagdi-deliver po ako nung instructions ni Yusek Bernardo sa akin, pero hindi ko po alam yung detalye kung kanino niya po i-deliver.
dinideliver mo kay Yusek.
Yes po, Your Honor.
Wala kang dinideliver kay ni Mr.
Wala po, Your Honor. Sorry
Yes.
po, nakalimutan ko po magpaalam sa PG. Sorry po, nakasagot ko na.
Okay lang,
Pasensya na
okay
po.
lang. Sige na, hindi na ako magtatanong
Hindi po.
hanggat magpaalam ka muna.
Hindi po, okay na po.
Okay.
Yun lang po, sir. I admit, ako po yung nagdadala, pero hindi po ako yung
Okay.
personal na
Saan
nagdadala
galing
sa
yun?
kanila.
Saan galing yung mga perang di pinadadala? Sa mga kontraktor, tama?
Yes, Your Honor.
So hindi ito public works money? Hindi.
Hindi po. Hindi po.
Private.
Yes po.
Kasi wala pa yung sinasabi ni ni Engineer Bernardo, ito yung nasa GAB pa lang o nasa NEP pa lang may 25% na, tama? O 10%,
Yes, Your Honor.
tama? So, hindi pondo ng DPWH.
No po, Your Honor.
Kinukuha ng DPWH sa mga kontraktor. Tama?
Yes, Your Honor.
Kasi ang mga kontraktor, yan ang, kumbaga, paraan para matiyak na makuha nila yung proyekto. Di ba?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, okay. So, paano yun? Marami dun sa mga proyekto hindi napatupad dahil nagkabukuhan na.
Yun po yung risk nila, sir. Risk po
Okay.
nila. Kung di po natuloy, hindi naman po namin na...
Hindi ba kayo hinahabol nitong mga kontraktor?
hindi naman po, Your Honor.
Ha?
Hindi po.
O hindi pa?
Hindi pa po siguro.
Pero billion din siguro. Daang milyon at least. Itong mga in advance na hindi natuloy yung proyekto. Tama? I mean, base sa yung experience.
Hindi ko lang po ma-sure, Your Honor, kung meron po mga gano'n na...
Engineer Bernardo, tama ba ba? Aabot siguro ng daang milyon o hanggang bilyon ang mga nag-advance, pero hindi, dahil nga dito sa nangyaring flood control scam, hindi makukuha yung proyekto. Tama?
Mr. Chair, hindi ko po masyadong detalyado yon kung halimbawa po yung hindi natuloy, maghahabol. Dahil most of the times po, hindi ko naman po kausap ang contractors dito. While there may be sometimes na proyekto naman na dahil po nagkagulo, hindi na po nakolekta sa kanila. Meron po
Dr. Kiko?
ganun.
Yes, please, go ahead.
Kaya nga may balita, si Carlo Diskaya naniningil sa mga congressmen kasi nag-advance
At naipit.
Kasi pumutok tong flood control, nakapag-advance, nagte-text siya sa mga congressmen, naniningil. Tama ba yan, Carly?
Your Honor, hindi po. Humihingi lang din po ako ng tulong sa kanila at saka syempre po, talagang may mga utang po talaga sila.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, with your permission, I'll jump to another topic. Narinig ko kanina sa DOJ na meron ng 5 cases that were filed. Is that correct?
There are 2 cases, Mr. Chair, that have been filed and been forwarded to the Office of the Ombudsman. This was filed with the Sandigan Bayan. And there are 3 cases which are going to come out within the week po.
Okay. And then how many cases were already filed
Bale,
with the appropriate courts?
there are 2. There are 2 already, Mr. Chair. These are the ones filed with before the Sandigan Bayan.
Okay. And that includes the one against Mr. Saldico.
That is correct, Mr. Chair.
Anong update na ho kay Mr. Saldico? Nasaan na ba ho siya?
Well, ang information po na meron kami is that yun nga, nasa Portugal daw po. And I think the Secretary of Justice has committed to undertake measures to coordinate with the appropriate agencies to try and find ways and means to track him and bring him back, sir.
So what are the concrete steps that the agency is doing in order to bring him back and hold him to account?
Well,
Ano yung mga konkretong hakbang na ginagawa na po ng inyong tanggapan?
well, there is, of course, sir, yung cancellation ng passport of Mr. Saldico and the, I think the move to request the PCTC for the issuance of a red notice as against Mr. Saldico.
Okay. And meron na pong, let's take it one by one. Meron na pong communication ang DOJ sa PT is that the PCTC, tama? The Philippine Center for Transnational Crime. Is it the DOJ who will...
It will be I believe, Mr. Chair, it will be the Office of the Ombudsman that will be making the coordination. As far as the cancellation of the passport, it will be done as soon as the case is raffled already to the appropriate division.
Na-cancel na ba ho yung passport? Ang unang tanong.
Ay, hindi po. Ang passport po kasi pwede lang hilingin yung pag-cancel niya kapag halimbawa pong na-file na sa korte at nakapag-issue na po ng warrant of arrest ng husgado.
Diba ho mayroon ng na-file na case sa Sandigan?
I'm referring, Mr. Chair, to the case of the department.
Yes.
The case that was filed, I'm not privy to the case that was filed by the Office of the Ombudsman. But you're correct. There is already one that is already pending before the Sandigan
I'm talking about the case filed by government.
Yes.
In this case, para regardless whether it's Ombudsman or the DOJ, I know that you are coordinating and working cohesively to get those people back to the country. So yung mga cases na-file na ho sa Sandigan, di ba ho?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
At na-cancel na ba ho yung kanyang passport?
Yung passport niya...
Filipino passport. The
Yeah,
Filipino
yung Philippine passport niya has been cancelled already. This is with respect to the case filed by, again, I have to make that distinction, filed by the Office of the Ombudsman.
Okay. And ano pong complication na meron ho siyang, I believe, narinig ko sa news, meron siyang Portuguese passport? Tama po ba?
Yes, that is what we heard also, Mr. Chair. Ang nagiging problema ho kasi natin, the challenge here is that we do not have an existing extradition treaty with Portugal, and therefore we have to look for other avenues by which we can try to get him back. This notwithstanding, meron ho kasi mga instances like, for example, if I may cite the case of former Congressman Teves, when he was in East Timor, the Philippines also did not have an extradition treaty. But through our Department of Foreign Affairs, we communicated with the Timorese government and we were told to take the track, which is to file one, just the same. And that's what we had to do just to start off the effort to try to get him back. So, posible rin pong mangyari yan ngayon dito, no, na kahit na wala po tayong extradition treaty, kung magkasundo po at yun po ang ibigay na guidance sa atin, yun po ang susundin ng ating bansa.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, go
with
ahead,
the permission of
Senator
Mr. President is recognized with the permission of Senator Gatchalian.
Thank you very much. There is a variation, and we would like you to look into this and study the possibility. What if there is a legislative warrant of arrest for any person abroad who is in a country who is a member of the IPU, the Interparliamentary Union? Is it possible to execute the legislative warrant? And can it be used? Through the IPU. Can you study that possibility?
Yes, we will do that, Mr. Chair, Mr. Senate President. We will look into this and see if it is possible to take that route, no, instead of going through the more tedious process of an extradition.
No, the person will be forced to appear and submit to the legislative warrant of, say, the Philippine Senate.
We will do that. We will heed the advice of the Chair and the Senate President.
In fact, that was the move that the government undertook in the case of Ms. Alice Go. Si Senator Risa is very familiar with that. In fact, Senator Risa was the chair of that committee when she issued the warrant. Yun ang ginamit ng Indonesian government through their Interpol to bring her back to the country. Nagamit ho yun. No, so, but ang importante ho, merong notice na sa Interpol. Meron ng hakbang tayong ginawa. Meron na ba hong ganun na ginawa ho tayo sa
Meron na po.
Philippine Center for Transnational Crime?
Yes, Mr. Chair, the coordination was done and the request was made by the National Bureau of Investigation
Okay.
to the PCTC.
Meron na bang na-issue mga red notice or the other notices?
Wala pa po kaming, I do not have that information right now, Mr. Chair, but I can verify that with the NBI as soon as after the
I
hearing.
won't go into the details no, because of the sensitivity of the case. Pero ang gusto ko lang humalaman, meron na tayong hakbang na ginawa para ma-alerto na po ang Interpol at gumalaw na rin po ang Interpol sa iba't ibang parte. We don't know actually kung nasaan siya. No? Iba't ibang parte ng mundo.
Meron na po tayong hakbang na ginagawa. Ang hindi ko pa lang po alam kung ano na po ang naging tugon ng PCTC and up to what extent no action has been taken to try and implement the red notice. So we will verify that with the NBI and the PCTC, Mr. Chair.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Mr. Chairman, I don't know if I have more.
Mr. Chair, Secretary Rolly,
Yes, Secretary Toledo.
yes, we just received message from our colleagues from the DepDeb, okay, as far as the RDC process, Mr. Chair, that they have already the regional plans, which is 3 years already, and the RDC budget hearings will happen February to March. So that's as far as inconsistent with our budget calendar, Mr. Chair.
Thank you for the information, Secretary.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I believe I still have 3 minutes. This is my last question, Mr. Chair. And gusto ko ma-take advantage po yung presence ni former Secretary Bonoan na nandito. Secretary Bonoan, nabasa niyo na po itong affidavit ni Yusek Bernardo?
No, Your Honor, I have not.
Hindi niyo ho nabasa ito, pero this was furnished to us during one of the hearings ng Blue Ribbon at na-implicate kayo dito many, many times. No? And let me just read. On page 18, sometime in 2022, Secretary Bonoan directed me to submit a list of projects for possible inclusion in the NEP for fiscal year 2023 worth around 450 million. And in the same page, Engineer Alcantara gave 10% of the value of the projects. In page 19, similarly, on 2023, Secretary Bonoan directed me to submit a list of projects for possible inclusion in the NEP for fiscal year 2024 worth around 150 million. Engineer Alcantara gave 15% of the value of the projects. In page 19, in the year 2024, Secretary Bonoan also directed me to submit a list of projects for possible inclusion in the NEP for fiscal year 2021, 900 million. Tapos, in page 20, the value of the projects that I handled for Secretary Manny Bonoan was at least 5 billion per annum for the years 2023, 2024, 2025, with a 15% average commitment. Of this 15% average commitment, Secretary Manny Bonoan, 75% usually would give me 25% of the commitment, with the rest of the commitment shared between him and Secretary Cathy Cabral. And in one of our budget hearings, I believe kinumpute po ito ni Chairman Senator Lacson and Senator Kiko Pangilinan, ang SOP na napunta sa inyo is worth 2.25 billion pesos since 2022.
Well,
ano po ang masasabi niyo ho dyan?
I think, Your Honor, I think this is something. Well, I think I issued a denial on this at one point in time when I learned about. I have not read the entire affidavit, but I issued a denial to it. I don't even recall actually talking about any projects at all. If there will be proposals from them, I just.
No, but this is very clear na meron kayong allocated amount
No.
at nagsasubmit sila ng project sa inyo at binibigyan kayo ng kickback.
Wala ho ako.
10%, 15%, and pag sinuma ho natin lahat yan, aabot yan to 2.2 billion pesos.
This, I completely deny, Your Honor. I don't have any allocable amount.
Mamaya, pagsasalita namin si Congressman Leandro Libiste.
Opo.
And I think he will negate what you just stated, na wala kayong allocable. Kung hindi man allocable, baka non-allocable. Pero meron. Anyway, sige.
Well, Mr. Chairman, whether allocable, non-allocable, nakakuha kayo ng kickback.
Wala po.
And the fact is, nandito tayo ngayon dito sa hearing because for the last 4 years, pinabayaan yung nangyayari ito under your watch. You're the secretary of
for
the
3 years, Your
DPWH.
Honor.
3 years, 2 years, 3 years. Secretary kayo ng DPWH. May mga ghost projects. May 20-25% nangyayari sa ilalim po ng inyong opisina. Kaya ako ho, personally, ako naniniwala po ako dito eh. Paano ho isang secretary palalampasin nyo itong nangyayari sa atin? Kaya ho tayo nandito sa ganitong sitwasyon ngayon eh.
Your Honor, as Secretary of the Department, I have general oversight. I have general oversight of all the implementation.
Pero kung kasali ho kayo dito sa mga kickback,
And
Yung
this is-
oversight na yan, walang kwenta ho yan.
And this is what I deny, Your Honor.
Ano, hindi ko ho makita. Sa Bulacan, sa Davao Oriental, may ghost project. Lahat ng kasamahan nyo, alam, in 2025, na kickback na nangyari. Kayo lang hindi nakakaalam eh.
Your Honor, I was the one actually who reported to the President where the ghost projects are in 2025.
Nung pumutok na ho to, nung nag-privilege speech na Senator Lacson dito
Hindi
sa
po.
Senado. But throughout the years na pumupunta ho kayo dito, wala naman kaming naririnig na may problema. Kasi in my opinion, kasali ho kayo dito. But anyways, Mr. Chairman, I'm just echoing my frustration as a Filipino, Mr. President. Nakaka-frustrate, no? Na nandito tayo ngayon, pinakikinggan natin to. Dapat ang pinakikinggan ho natin kung paano po umunlad yung bansa ho natin. Pero dahil po sa inyong masamang liderato, nandito tayo ngayon. Inaayos ho natin, hinahanap po natin sino yung mga kriminal. Hindi pa ho natin mahanap dahil nasa Portugal na nagtatago. Bakit niyo ho pinabayaan? Yun ang aking sentimento. But wag na ho kayong sumagot. I don't expect you to admit that, but I'm just airing out my frustration, Mr. Chairman. Thank you. Maraming salamat po.
I just want to take exception kasi sinabi nyo, ang trabaho nyo as DPWH Secretary, oversight. I cannot accept that because hands-on kayo, secretary kayo. I cannot imagine Secretary Dizon exercising oversight function over his own department. So kindly correct that because that is not correct.
Your Honor, what I'm saying is actually as secretary, I exercise overall supervision, authority,
Not oversight.
and oversight. Because I also
Sabi
rely
nyo
on
kanina,
my people.
ini-impress nyo, oversight lang kayo.
But,
I
Mr.
also
Chairman,
rely-
as Secretary, you exercise control.
I
Control. You have control over the department.
Yes, Your
all the
Honor.
way to the last janitor.
Yes, Your Honor, but I also rely on my people under me to cooperate, to do the job that they're
Secretary,
supposed
3 years,
to do.
365 days, nandoon kayo. Wala kayo naririnig 25%, 20%. Eh kami naririnig na ho namin, yung pumuputok na ho siya. Anyways, again, I'm just airing out my frustration as a Filipino. Talagang, alam niyo ho, the Chairman, talagang frustrated rin. Kasama ko yung mga ibang mga kababayan natin. Napakasama ng loob sa mga nangyayari. At imagine niyo ito, nangyari ito sa ilalim po ng liderato ho ninyo. No?
Tinuturo nyo mga subalterns ninyo, mga subordinates. Are you thinking ahead? You're planning to invoke the Arias Doctrine? Mabuti nandito yung DOJ. Mukhang anticipate nyo na kung ano yung defense ni Secretary Bernardo, Secretary Bonoan. Mag-i-invoke yan ng Arias Doctrine.
Your Honor, what I'm just trying to say is actually, in the hierarchy of the department, of course, I exercise overall supervision, no? But I have also undersecretaries under me, assistant secretaries, regional directors, and
Ang point ko,
district
Mr.
engineers.
Secretary, parang you're thinking ahead. Kung sakaling nasa korte na, yun ang i-invoke ninyo.